Where is my, what are you gonna do?
I have to move this couch so I can show off my right foot leap versus my left foot leap.
You're gonna show me too?
Yes.
Okay. You need more light?
Wait.
Come here, Appa.
Come here.
Sit. All right, so this is home, and home always starts and ends in the same place for me, really. So this is my recording studio, which has been turned into my dressing room at home, but only half my wardrobe is here because the other half is in the car. So I'll go get the rest of it and bring it right down. We all look at these shows like Friends or The Simpsons or Seinfeld, and these shows that go on forever and are massive successes, and we just assume that that must have been great for everybody involved, for the actors and the showrunners and the producers and all the screenwriters and the editors. But it means that for years and years and years they are grinding through this kind of schedule. So because every day you don't really know what you're going to shoot until you get the call sheet doesn't come out until like 10 o'clock at night the day before. And along with that call sheet, I should also get instructions on what the wardrobe will be. So it's up to me to kind of maintain my wardrobe and bring in whatever I need to bring in on the day that I need to bring it in. It's a lot less glamorous than you would think it is. My days start before the sun goes up. My days end after the sun goes down. I get very little time with my wife and my kids, especially on these shoot days. Just giving you a heads up so you can schedule the day.
Okay, so you're staying here.
So interviews for TV are nothing like interviews that you see in podcasts or interviews that you see in the news or anything like that, because these are very focused on getting what's known as a beat or a series of beats, because they're trying to build a show. So as much fun as it is to have a conversation with interesting people like we did today, there's also this element of staying on time and keeping to the schedule and catching the beats and doing all this other stuff. And I don't feel like a very naturally gifted interviewer anyway. So if I have any kind of possible skill in interviewing, it's really just in being naturally curious about the person, which works against the whole idea of sticking to a script, a schedule, and a beat sequence inside the interviews. Tell me a little bit about your particular CIA career and what your timeline looked like while you were there. It is a shit ton of work to stay focused on what somebody else wants you to ask about when all you're really curious about is the person that you're talking to. Conversations like today with our former CIA officer who suffers from Havana syndrome, those are deeply sensitive conversations. And you know, when you're in the process of trying to investigate and document and vet a subject like we are through this project, you have to take every individual as a data point, which in a way dehumanizes them in the moment. But then whenever you step away from the moment, when the cameras turn off, when the showrunner or the field producer says, you know, cut, and we know that we got everything we need to for the day, there's like this second wave of reflection where you reflect on everything you just learned. It's tough. It's tough.
How much coffee does it take to get through a day on set?
Ha! I try to have just 1 cup, but the emphasis on that is try. Long days are something that most professionals understand. A 10-hour day, a 12-hour day, a 13 or 14-hour day. So you know that you're starting your day at 8 o'clock and you should be ending your day at 8 o'clock, but you may end your day at more like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. The only way that kind of work tempo is maintainable is when you're working with people that are fun, that are interesting, that you like, that absolutely love what they do. And I am so privileged to get to be with these people, to get to be with them, and to hopefully be the kind of person that they also feel like they get to spend the day with. I will say that it's really cool to see how all of those car scenes and movies and TV are actually filmed. All right, I'm good to go when you guys are. When it comes to working with these guys, I feel like if we don't have it in 5 takes, we're doing something wrong. I've really come to appreciate looking at locations and sets and the layout of a room through the eyes of the camera people, because they see it completely different than we see it. They see lighting, they see texture, they see spacing, and I never paid attention to those things until I started doing projects like this. How could you not want to call this place your office for the day? What's fascinating is that she's only been out of the agency for a few years. I gotta do a wardrobe change, which means we have to do a remiking after that, and I need to make it all happen within a certain amount of time without destroying my hair. So let's see if we can do it. We are coming up on lunch, which is the 6-hour mark in a day. And everybody looks forward to lunch because after 6 hours of work, everybody's usually pretty fried. But right now I get to use my break to do a quick wardrobe change. Everybody's a professional and they've all done this before, so they all know that I'm gonna lose my train of thought. But if you give me 30, 45 seconds, a minute and a half of quiet, I'll find my way back again.
I think all the ladies would like me to scroll down a little more.
For you 3 ladies who watch my content, thank you. And you're welcome that we are not scrolling down just a little bit more. I think the biggest takeaway for me from working TV stuff is how important it is to work with people you like. CIA, you tolerate a lot of people you don't like. They're just not usually on your side.
Do you prefer eating by yourself or do you prefer to eat with the crew?
I do like eating this by myself. It's like my time to be alone. So because we do so many different episodes in one day, like it's really mentally taxing to switch gears all the time, and they're giving me these beats that they need me to say, but they don't want me to say exactly what's on the page. They want me to put it into my own words. So I have to read the beat, understand what it is that they're trying to get me to say, put it into my own words, and then try to say it in a smooth way that fits in with all the other beats that I've said on different days at different times that I don't really remember. So it just gets very mentally taxing.
Set, speed, and action.
The U.S. House of Representatives, the Government Accountability Office, the National Institute of Health have all been talking about Havana syndrome, and over again, one name keeps popping out. It's like how many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? How many takes to get to the center of, of a 4-second beat? So we're setting up for a new scene right now, and there's actually a lot of work that goes into that. They have to change things on computer screens, they have to pull up reference documents, they have to actually rearrange the things, the furniture in the room, so that the camera angles can look new and fresh.
So this one's super easy, no lines or anything.
There are people out there who think I still work for CIA, and that everything I'm doing here is just me being undercover. I feel like I'm really busy doing all this undercover work, and I don't know when I would do my other CIA work, but I'm also willing to bet that most of the people who think that I'm still CIA don't actually know how busy CIA officers are. They're way too busy to do stuff like this. They don't even trust me to use my own computer, so she does the computer for me. So we have these pre-existing prop stacks, right? So we've got our COVID props.
That was cool.
We have our drone props. We have our
This is actually the intro to act.
mind control props, but this is our stack of useful props. Oh, what a gorgeous shot. Whoever, is this you? Who is this?
Isn't that pretty?
That's great.
Yeah.
This is my buddy Min, who generously let us build all this stuff in his basement. And this is, of course, his work of entrepreneurial genius. Thank you for hosting us.
Yes.
What has it been like running a liquor store upstairs and having a secret op center downstairs?
It's a little surreal. Yeah. Still processing every day.
The beginning of Act 3, it's coming out of our sniffer tracker test with Jake.
The show isn't shot consecutively, like we don't do all of episode 1 together and then all of episode 2 together and then all of episode 3 together. What we do is we work around the schedules of our guests. So when a guest is available, we do the guest. And when a guest is not available, they might get pushed or moved back and forth. So in one day, we might go through content for 4 different episodes. So there's a lot of like gear shifting to remember what you've got, what you haven't gotten. Sometimes you have to talk to guest number 2 before you talk to guest number 1. So you actually have to record the interview 2 different ways. So you're talking to them as if your future guest says yes, and then you have a whole second take where you talk to them as if your future guest will say no. So there's just so much engineering into the content that has to happen. This life is not for everybody. It's not as romantic or as exciting as people make it feel. It's actually a very real grind. My kids have actually seen how TV shows are made, so they know how much boring stuff happens behind the scenes. And then, of course, when they watch the final product and they see how little of my time actually gets into the final show. Because if you think about it, a show is going to be 40 minutes. But to make that 40 minutes of TV, you're filming for, on average, 5 full 12-hour days. So the rule of thumb is usually an hour of shoot for a minute of final television. So my kids do that math, and it's not a fair trade in there.
Heavier than she does. They might report headaches, dizziness, confusion. Sounds familiar?
Nice job. I like Disneyness way better than dizziness. But I hope that one day they will realize that the TV show lasts for such a long period of time. They'll be able to look back on me at this age, at this time. Then they'll say, oh, now I see why Dad missed those weekends, was because he made a show that we can show our kids, and our kids can share with their kids, and their kids can share with their kids. And I'll be able to meet great-great-great-grandchildren that I would have never gotten to meet in person because they met me through a show. Do you think that one day I'll be able to stop working?
The question is could
70s.
he stop doing stuff in real life?
70s.
In my 70s?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the vote of
How old is
confidence.
Andy now?
I don't know.
How old do I look?
20.
20?
Oh God.
It's camera wrap for the day.
We just wrapped for the day. Wrapping means that your filming day is done, so we'll be able to shut down today, but it won't be long before we restart tomorrow. So the set will stay in place, but all of the equipment will get torn down. Everybody gets a chance to go back to their hotel room. They get to eat, they get to shower, they get to work out. The production team will then have to start very quickly on prepping all of the beats and acts and scenes for tomorrow. And then other production people will have to print them out and have them ready for the morning. And all of the footage that we captured today has to get uploaded overnight and sent to the main production company. Hey, Brandon, how much data actually gets recorded in a day?
In a day?
Thicker or thinner. This is high density.
I think the most we've had is 700 gigabytes.
700 gigs in a day.
Thank you. In a day.
Thanks so much. Thanks for a great day.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming along for the ride during the day. Now we get to go home, see the family, eat some dinner, and see what it's like to decompress when you spend a day in my shoes. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you.
Where's your fog machine?
It's a little bit hard at the end of the day to turn off the whole day that just happened. I think part of it's because there's like a ticking time bomb in my head that I have to do it all again tomorrow. And then there's still all the chores that have to get done tonight. There's still kids that need baths. There's still meals that need to get made. There's still a wife that I need to help decompress from her day. So it's a little bit challenging to turn it all off and decompress. And this is what my wife does. Are you in the mood for Italian or Spanish today? And which of this giant book series are you going to read today? I'm breaking my own rules. I'm going to try not to have a drink after 6 p.m. But today I will have a small one because it's only a little bit after 6 p.m. So surely it's not cheating if it's almost and a little. That's what I'm going to tell myself tonight at least. At the end of the day, I would say my biggest feeling is probably relief. We got it all done. We made it through the day. It's not the same as pride because we're not done yet. So there's definitely a sense of relief and a sense of accomplishment, and also a little bit of, I guess, like, not dread, but wait because you know tomorrow there's more to do.